Good morning, everybody. Porter here, and I am finally recording my Garmin versus T-Rex video. So I got my T-Rex on over here, and I've got my Garmin on over here, and I have been using them both for about a week or so, exclusively. So my poor Apple Watch has been sitting on the charger for about a week. And it's been a really tough decision between the two watches. But I think I've finally figured out what I'm going to do. But first, I am going to kind of show you some things. You know, there's a million videos out there that show, you know, how accurate the GPS is, or how accurate the heart rate monitoring is, or how accurate this and that is, and all the different things that they can do. And I encourage you to go watch those videos if that's what you're looking for, because this is not what this is going to be. I am going to show you some things that other videos that I have seen have not really shown, like what the app looks like. To me, that's important. If I'm going to be using the app a lot, I need it to be attractive and easy to use, and so on and so forth. Same with the watch. How easy is the watch to use, and does it look good, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start out with the app, and I'm going to, let's see, screen record here, and I'll put that up right over here when it's ready, and we'll take a look at the Zepp app. So 3, 2, 1, boop. Okay, so here is the Zepp app, which is for the Amazfit T-Rex 3 Pro. And you can see it shows today, it shows my T-Rex up here. I also have a Helio strap, so it shows my Helio strap, battery, and all that stuff. But if I go to home, that is my stats, right? I got a 72 on my sleep last night. My biocharge is 52, and I have 263 calories left today to eat if I want to stay under my calorie goal. So you can change what you see up here as far as, you know, like instead of food, I could edit that, and I could pick any of these things that I want to show. So, and you can do that with all three of those. So, and then you can also change the things that go underneath, in what order. Like if you want heart health down below core metrics, you can save that, and then there's heart health down below the core metrics. So, the core metrics kind of show up in a list here. Sorry, I keep forgetting I have to put the thing over here, and I keep moving towards the middle of the camera, where you won't be able to see me, my beautiful face. So there's my core metrics. They are, you know, listed out. It's not super attractive, but it's pretty basic and straightforward. So I click into my resting heart rate, and it gives me more information. My last 7 days, where I'm at now, I can look at the week trend, the month trend, and for the year. I've had the armband thingy. What's it called? I already forgot. The Helio strap for a while now, so I have plenty of information here. So, and anyway, you can look through these. You know, it's sleep duration, same thing. It'll show you more specific stats under that. My deep sleep, how many more specific stats under that, blah, blah, blah. I go down, I go to heart health. It'll show me, if I click into that, it shows me all of these things. Some of these you can put it manually, like your blood glucose. It says no data, but I put in some data last Saturday, and you can see that little dot right there. I was going to put in my glucose every time I ate, and I just never got around to it. I'm too lazy. So anyway, how many steps, how many calories, my weight, and so on. I can also look up, well, let's go to the front page of the Garmin app. So if you go to the front page of the Garmin app, the first thing you see is this active intelligence paragraph telling me how many steps I took. It's pretty much worthless information every time. I don't think I've ever seen anything on there that I've went, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Shows my activity for today, what I have coming up. I've got a base run for 26 minutes planned, which I may or may not do, but that's my plan. Shows my sleep score. And if I slide over, it shows my body battery. Slide over again, my nutrition. I haven't been putting my nutrition in because I've been putting it in the Zep app, which is, by the way, a lot easier than putting it into this one. But we'll get to that in a minute. Steps, my steps, how much I've run so far this week, which is not very much. No walks recorded. And then there's my at a glance, where I can say, see all. And it shows my heart rate, my nutrition, basically the same things we just looked at. Except shows my stress level, my fitness age, which is a little bit higher than my regular age. And that's the front page. Shows yesterday, the last 7 days. So that's it. If I go back over here, I can click up here where it says today, and I can see yesterday. It doesn't show me, there's not a calendar necessarily where I can see a bunch of, days, or pick, like if I want to go back to April 4th, or, if I want to go back to June or July, or what's something even closer, December. If I wanted to go back to December, I just have to keep hitting the arrow back, which is kind of a drag. And to get back to today, I got to keep hitting the arrow back or forward to today. On the Connect app for Garmin, there's a little tab down here called Calendar, and I can see my whole calendar. And I can click the arrow, and it takes me back to December. And I can see all the things that I did in December. So December 24th, it shows, I took a nap, my sleep score, my heart rate, my HRV status, my body battery, stress, steps. Let's see if there's a day that I did some exercise. 17th? Yep, I did some walking that day. So I can click on that, and it'll show me where I walked and give me all the stats on my walk. So I kind of like, I really like that better, because it's much easier to deal with. Not that I look at my old stats that often, but if I want to, it's a whole lot easier on Garmin than it is the Zep app. Similarly, there's a news feed that shows my last few runs. So let's say 3 days ago, I did a long run, 2.27 miles, not really a long run, but that was what the coach called it, a long run, because it's supposed to be a long time. And I ended up walking most of it. But that's beside the point. So I can click in, see my map. I can see my pace and all that stuff, just like I can right after the workout ends, the things that I can see. So, and anyway, that goes back as far back as I've had the watch. So back to December 14th is when I first got it. So, and then the nutrition tab is where if I want to add in my food, I can do it there. And it is, this is new to Garmin, so it is pretty easy. I just haven't used it a whole lot. I've used the Zep app more. And I like the Zep app because I can just type in, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it'll pop up peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It doesn't ask me what kind of peanut butter, what kind of jelly, what kind of bread. It just gives me a ballpark figure of how many calories a typical peanut butter and jelly sandwich is, I guess, which is fine for me. I'm not counting my calories down to the last one, I can type in I had 10 chicken nuggets and 2 servings of fries, and boom, it pops in there. This one, I have to tell it, well, I had 2 servings of Tyson chicken nuggets and 1 serving of whatever kind of fries it is, and you have to be a lot more specific, which is fine, but it just takes more time. So I like the nutrition on the Zep app better. So the apps, to me, the Garmin app I like, has the edge. The Zep app is easier, I think, to use, but the Garmin app has more data, and I like the way it presents the data a little bit better. It takes a little bit of learning to get through, like where you're on this in focus. You don't scroll just up and down, you scroll sideways also, which is a choice they made, but whatever. I wish it was like little cards or something, kind of like I have on the watch, but that's it. So that is the app. Let me stop my screen recording. Boop. There we go. And next, I want to take a side-by-side look at the watches. And in order to do that, I've got to change cameras. So I will be right back, and we will do that. Okay, so here are the watches. The one with the orange strap is the T-Rex, and the purple one is the Garmin. So here's the front, regular screen. I'm going to have to keep doing that. It's going to drive me crazy. But so the first thing is finding a watch face that I like was a challenge. On the Garmin, I finally chose this one. It's called the Glance Ultra, and it was $5. But it has 8 data fields. I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 data fields that you can customize which one you want. So at the very top, that little red line up there that's almost gone is my body battery. So my body battery is low right now. Then the Wednesday 14th is the date, but I could put something else there. The temperature is 44 degrees. That's the feels like temperature. 6.18 is how many kilometers I have walked this week during exercise. My heart rate is where the little heart is, but it's showing 0 right now because it's not on me. And next to that is my heart rate through the day. So it's been 77 to 89. It shows a little graph, which I kind of like. The 68 and the bottom line there are my battery. And I could put something else besides the 68% if I wanted to just do the battery as a bar. I could put another statistic down there, which I probably will end up doing if I keep this watch, just to have one more stat there. And the T-Rex watch, I forget the name of this face. If you really like it, I can look it up. But it gives me a lot of information too. It's not customizable. It comes like this. So let's delete that, all that. There we go. So that's the face that I chose. It took me a while. It took me a long time to find a face that I liked on the T-Rex, and I think this watch face cost $2.99, so it wasn't free. Now, the Garmin has 5 buttons, an up and down over here. Well, not up and down, but a button here and a button here, and then 3 on this side. And it took me a while to get used to it, but the down button is here, and you click down, and it takes you to your cards, and this shows me right off what I've done this week, my running performance, my training status, my training readiness, health, the weather, my next race, which is the Heartbreaker 10K in 4 weeks and 3 days, my race calendar, which if I go into shows me all the races that I have coming up, and sleep score, and there's all kinds of it. There's way more information here than I ever need. In fact, a bunch of them got added this morning somehow. Stocks and all kinds of things, intensity minutes and swim and stress and calories. And I have to go through that and pair out some of those because, like I say, they all got added this morning. I don't know if there was an update or my watch just went crazy and decided to give me more information or what. But so that's the kind of at a glance stuff that's on the watch. It's a lot of information. If you go to the T-Rex, you can push down, and it also takes you to some cards, and it tells me what the Zep coach tells me I got an easy run today, 20 minutes. If I go into that, where is it? Go down, it tells me it wants me to run 20 minutes with a heart rate of 116 to 145. My biocharge, which isn't showing right now because I'm not wearing it, which is weird. I think it would show my last known biocharge or something. But there's the weather, forecast, my sleep, my heart rate. Interesting that it shows my heart rate, but it doesn't show my biocharge when it's not on. My HRV, and so on. Lots of other things. But they're little cards that you click into, like VO2 max. It'll show, I click into it, it shows my VO2 max. Recovery time. Yeah. Training load. So they both have a lot of information on them, but the Garmin definitely has more. And I think it's more attractive. I like looking at it more. I'm more likely to use it because I like the way it looks. And you can go kind of deep into information on here. When you try to go deep on the T-Rex, it will, let's go to sleep. Oops. Go into sleep, and it tells you, there's my sleep phases, no naps, and then it always kind of ends here. View in the mobile app. If you want more information, go into the mobile app. The Garmin watch tends to give you tons of information without having to go to the app, which is nice. So let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about these. The Garmin, the T-Rex has a flashlight and the Garmin doesn't. The flashlight is super cool and a lot more useful than I thought it would be, but it's not a deal breaker for me. The screen on this is very easy to use without the buttons. If you want to scroll around without using the buttons, it's very easy to do. The Garmin, on the other hand, if you want to, it seems a lot more choppy. In fact, you can feel it vibrating when it hits each one of these things, which is, I'm sure, by design, but it doesn't feel as, see how it stutters? It doesn't feel as smooth at all. And it doesn't do as much either. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there's anything else between the two. I will say the watch band, this has a easy disconnect on the T-Rex 3 Pro. The last T-Rex had a special tool that you had to use to get the bands off, and it was terrible. But calling this Easy Connect is a misnomer because it is not easy. I'm not going to take this off to show you because it would take me forever to get it back on. It's easy to get off. It's hard to get on. And even I have some other, where is it? Some other watch bands that are, Easy Connect watch bands. And I tried to get this thing on yesterday several times, and I could not do it. So the T-Rex still, if you have heard that the watch band is much easier, it's really not. It's just you don't have to have a special tool anymore. The Garmin came with a watch band that was not easy remove, you had to have a tool for that also. But you can put an easy, one of these that you just move that little button over and take it out, and then it's easy to put back on as well. Of course, I say that, and then I'm going to mess it all up. Well, I'll do that later. But it's much easier, believe me. Trust me. So, I think that's it for the watches. So, in conclusion, which watch did I choose? And the answer is neither. I had the Garmin 570 and the T-Rex 3 Pro. They're about the same price. The T-Rex Pro, the two biggest differences in what it can do compared to this one is it has the flashlight and it has offline routable mapping, which I don't know that I'm going to use that often, but I really like to have. This one does not have a flashlight, and it does not have offline routable mapping. It has breadcrumb style route where you can follow where you've been, you can see where you've been, and it can take you on different routes, but you can't see what's going on around you. So what I decided was I'm going to get the Garmin 965, which costs a little bit more money, but has the flashlight and it has the routable maps. Otherwise, it's almost the same as this one. It just, those two things, and better battery life, I believe, than this one. So yeah, I'm sending both of these back. Amazon is going to hate me, but I'm sending both of these back, and they're going to hate me for that, but they're going to love me for buying the 965, I guess. So, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer them. And if you have any comments, if I've missed something that you think, oh no, you should have done this, let me know as soon as possible, because I'm returning these very soon. And if you have made it to the end of this video, congratulations. If you liked it, click the thumbs up button. If you liked it really well, you can subscribe to my channel and get more things like this. This is about how my videos go normally. And yeah, if you want to see my journey to 10K, I've got a few weeks left before I run my first 10K. The furthest I've ever run is a 5K, and my training has not been going well, so this could be fun. I've never DNF'd a race, and I don't want to start on Valentine's Day. So, that's it. I'm Porter. Peace.